everyone. Welcome back to Children of Éarte. We're so excited to have you with us here this evening. Adam, who are our amazing sponsors today?
We have Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Thank you for the support throughout the entire series that we've had here. Thanks so much for that. You have an Electrum chest waiting for you by grabbing the code on the overlay or bouncing around in chat. Thanks so much for the support. We have Die Hard Dice, who has gifted our cast with PRBLM solvers.
I like the callback. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I believe we have a lot of PRBLMs to solve. Good luck to all of us here. But thank you, Die Hard Dice. You can get 10% off with the code Éarte, and we're also giving away a $20 gift promotional code. Pay attention to the prompts in chat for that. And finally, tonight you'll hear the dulcet tones of Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sound. I'm Adam Bradford, CDO at Demiplane, and I'm playing Silas Sorrell, your dimensionally displaced magical super fan.
Yay! Hey everybody, I'm Alicia Marie on socials. I'm Alicia Marie Body, and in the interest of moving things along, tonight I am playing Fairuza Armstrong, Barbarian at Law.
Hello, I am Jen Kretchmer. You can find me on the interwebs as at DreamWisp or streaming on Twitch as DreamWisp Jen. Tonight, I am playing your friendly neighborhood troublemaker, Maeve Morgan Flynn.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I do TTRPG and oboe things. And tonight, I'm doing a lot of things in where I'm probably going to die. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm playing Carolyn Nebstern, who sees all the problems.
And all the problems.
So many problems.
And I'm Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on the socials at the Hope LaVelle. And tonight I am playing your favorite granny for hire, Miss Robin Beckett, who, no matter how many problems there are, will be there to fix them.
That's right. And hello, everyone. I'm Deborah Ann Woll. I'm your storyteller for this evening. So settle in, get something cozy, and we'll settle in for the 75th chapter of Children of Éarte. That feels like a big accomplishment to me. Holy crud. So last time you woke up this Rip Van Winkle character who did indeed seem to be Julian. You asked them a bunch of questions and got some final answers and some clarification on things you'd been wondering about for 74 episodes. And at the very end there, as he was trying to find a door into Praxidiki, Floris showed up, and there was a final harried battle before each of you slipped through that portal into another world. As Julian follows you through and immediately turns around to start feeling through again the fabric of reality to close this door as fast as possible, not wanting Floris to get even a toe through this particular entrance, Julian is focused on that. And immediately what all of you sense is the heat at your back. And then the loud, practically overwhelming crackle of fire. I don't know if any of you have been near a really large fire and can tell how loud it is.
Fire.
And as you turn around and gaze out at this ravine ahead of you, you're at a bit of a rise here. It is filled with combatants. Some of them are animated burning trees that whip their branches around. Others are clouds of sand that spin and spray in all different directions. You see what look like abominable snowmen hurling ice snowballs at other combatants. Just an absolute battlefield war zone ahead of you in the middle of a burning forest. Everything around you is on fire, charred. You can smell that acrid scent on the air. Across this ravine with the large mountains on either side, nestled at the other side, is what can only be described as a volcano, with a sickly green moat surrounding it and large front doors leading inside. At this moment, Julian finishes, sort of collapses, breathing heavily. It clearly took a lot out of him to create and close this door, as he turns around to look at all of you and look out at this ravine of war, of battle. At this point, you do not see any other rulers in this area.
This is horrific.
All right. Well, if the minions are here, then the rulers, I mean, they must be close. I don't see them, but I mean...
Maybe the princess is in another castle.
I think I know where
Maybe we can go back to the door and find out. No, we're fine. We're here.
Where
We'll
are they
deal with
going,
it.
Silas?
To that giant volcano right there.
Oh,
'Cause that's got to be where the throne is, right?
Julian looks to you, Silas, and says, Talron was an ostentatious ruler. It would not surprise me if he had built his throne, his resting place within a volcano.
I fly up just really fast, to just try to get and I'm just trying to get a sense if it looks like this mass, like their positioning indicates that the volcano is indeed.
So there's a lot of smoke and clouds in the air. Visibility is not great even as you go higher, but absolutely you can see. You'll give me a quick perception check.
You can do.
How much is it? You got it. What is your
+1?
Okay. So you can see, again, through this smoke and obscurity, it's hard to really tell who is who, but you can definitely see there are factions trying to move toward this volcano fortress, and other factions that are absolutely trying to fight them back, push them in the other direction.
Do I sense which faction is doing the defending?
Well, the ones pushing back are trying to defend the fortress, and the ones
do they
pushing
look like ice snow people, or
with your role, you can't tell. You are too. There's too much smoke.
Then I just I come back down quickly and say, yes. That is definitely the place that people are trying to get to, and other people are trying to keep them out.
I don't know why anyone would want to live in a giant volcano. But I guess if you're a fire person, that makes sense. Okay.
Julian sort of looks at all of you, and he especially looks at you, Neb and Maeve, after the battering that you took, before coming through this door, and sort of says, I think we should prepare ourselves. And there's one more thing I should clarify. The last I spoke to your loved ones, the people who sent you your tickets, their goal was to find Talron's throne and defend it as best they can. If they were successful, that is where they will be.
Wow.
Well, I think that settles it.
Hot dog, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, it's really, really hard to see in all this this embery mist that we have out here. And so I just wanted to ask, do you all trust me?
Oh yeah, to the ends of the earth.
At this
point, I wasn't expecting that response.
Wow.
Yeah.
Silas, I don't think I could trust you or anybody else here anymore.
All right. So, this whole mind palace thing you've heard me going on and on about.
Yeah.
I think that I've figured out a way to set up a guest room in all of your mind palaces. So I'm not gonna read anything while I'm in there, but I'm just setting up a way that we should be able to talk. You know how I talk to you telepathically?
Okay.
I think we can all talk to each other if I do this. So it's just going to take a few minutes. We can start moving forward if we need to, but I think it's a good idea for me to do this before we head off into this, just in case we get separated.
Oh, so we can talk like a secret club and no one else can hear.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Julian, sort of looks down at this battlefield and says, "Let's get this done up here."
Yes. All right. And
right.
Silas literally just starts both hands to the temple. He's closing his eyes, but under his lids, you see the light is coming out of the one eye still, and he is just going to take a minute per essentially, and just and everyone feels probably different things as this happens, but and you can make up how that feels for you, but Silas is genuinely maybe a little bit bull in China shop, but he's trying to be very gentle. And he's kind of establishing this thing, and then every time that he does it, he's like, "Can you hear me now?" And good, and he's just telepathically doing it. And as we get a couple of people, like, you're starting to see that everyone can hear each other without having to verbalize.
Wow.
It's
Is Julian included in this?
Yes, I do include Judy.
Okay. Julian thanks you, and he says, I have a gift to offer of my own. I especially Neb, Maeve, maybe Robin, or perhaps myself, Silas and Fairuza, you look like you're pretty hardy. I can protect you from certain creatures, if that would be of value.
Very valuable.
Yes.
I mean, what
Okay.
creatures are we talking
Maeve.
about?
Maeve coated in blood.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
looking awesome, but also
Maeve looks badass.
Mhm.
And so he will, again, similar to Silas, spend about a minute with each of you. His is sort of, again, this kind of like playing with the air around you. He doesn't quite touch you, but he's mumbling and he's feeling for like your, like Reiki, like your aura, your essence. And Maeve, Neb, and Hope, you are all resistant, I believe. Let me double check this.
Oh, good.
You are now, oh no, I'm sorry. Elementals have disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Oh, that's
And you
like
cannot be
every-
charmed.
Oh,
Nice.
like it.
You also have advantage on any new saving throws against.
Hmm.
Cool.
Good.
So yes, so disadvantage on the three of you from any elemental creatures.
Silas, do you have like a little bit of that healing left in you? Because the side of that wall was a lot.
Well, like I've told you before, I think I'm just convincing you that you're okay. But we're gonna do it. Yes. And he actually, like, he is a little surprised by this, actually. But
Yeah.
as he starts to float towards Neb, because he's used to like the more powerful thing of, like, touching, and typically he touches, like, he treats it like, Vulcan, doing a mind meld a little bit a lot of the time when he's doing it. And so he's like coming forward like he's about to do that, but then before he gets anywhere, you see Star Fox leap out and like just fly across and land on Neb's shoulder.
Oh, hi.
And as this happens, the Silas like screws up his face just a little bit, and then he like just puts his finger to his temple, and then all of a sudden the fox like licks its paw and then touches you, like just puts its hand, little paw hand on your temple,
It boops it.
and then you're healed through that.
The healing boop.
It's the best healing ever. Look at the little toe beans. I didn't know I'd ever be excited about fox toe beans.
I didn't know that they could do that. and so Silas is gonna heal. Let's see. I need to figure out which level to try to right size
While
this.
he does that,
Yes.
Robin is also going to take the time, if everyone else is, to like start tuning her hearing aid and casting comprehend languages. So now if we hear anything in the battlefield, she'll know.
That's
Fantastic.
42 points of
You watch as Neb, like, as awesome as Maeve looks, Neb, all 4 foot scaliness of her, was just like slumped and breathing hard and everything. And then she gets booped by the fox, and there's a shimmer that goes over her, and it's all of a sudden like she hasn't been hurt at all. Oh, that was the best boop ever. Thank you. That was amazing.
And Star Fox looks completely nonplussed, like just does not care at all, and then like flies off and then circles back around, starts just looking for bugs or something. Of course, he's not going to find them.
I think I'm gonna try to do something real quick to protect myself, just so that you don't have to do that again.
Okay.
I know none of you are thinking very kindly about Ivy right now, so don't freak out, okay? and you watch as she kind of rubs her hands together and a little bit of ice forms. And then the scales along her arm almost seem to get covered with more ice, and it travels up and over her body and then kind of just melds back in as she's going to take on a shield that is going to it does shine a little bit of light, so she will shine some light. It's a chill shield, so I have resistance to fire damage.
Okay.
Also, if anyone hits me,
Perfect.
if anyone hits me, I get to make them regret it. So
Yes.
Oh,
Love it.
perfect.
yeah,
You
So
so
she-
rarely get to utter those words as a player, as a
I,
PC.
I know, it's great. So
Oh,
like the
yeah.
ice kind of comes over her, and you almost see like on the back of her head a couple little ice spikes, almost like what Ivy was doing before. She just kind of pats everything back down and says, "Okay, all right. I was thinking about that the way that Ivy did it, and hopefully that's going to work to keep some of the damage from
Look
getting through,
at
because that's a lot."
Neb bringing back a new ice age.
I'm here for it.
I mean, I figured we're in a fireplace. What better way to combat it with ice?
Very smart.
Maeve is going to try and listen to what's happening on the battlefield, and specifically Maeve is listening for profanity and takes out the codes and ciphers book, where she has taken notes of kind of the sounds of the different languages we've heard
Yes.
to try
yes.
and figure out what's going on linguistically, and see so she can start returning insults in kind.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
That's amazing.
28.
A 28. Okay. So you don't know what they literally mean. You're not, comprehending these languages, but oh boy, by the intention and the way that it's being said, you pick up several what must be clearly some of the worst insults that could ever be hurled at these particular from these particular
Ooh.
cultures of creature here. So you have, even though you couldn't translate them, you have an inherent dictionary of cussing.
So I'm going to then turn to Miss Robin. I know you've been
curse at
really
her.
good with the languages and understanding everything. Do you think you could maybe help me understand things a bit better? These are my notes, and I'm sorry for the words in there, but anything you can help me figure out here.
So Robin, Maeve hurls just a list of some of the worst possible insults, and
they're pretty incorrect, though. I didn't get it quite
But
right.
they're
comprehend languages. You
Shakespearean.
can tell what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah,
though.
like they're right, like the wrong, but they are Shakespearean. They're like, you are a rat, you are a mole on a rat on the hairy ass of a giant. It's just like the most, descriptive and disgusting, just string of insults you've ever seen in your life.
Robin will look at them and, Maeve, maybe you should do this. And Robin is going to take out her hearing aid and hand it over to Maeve and cast tongues.
Whoa, okay. Maeve, you put
Do I
this
need to
hearing
wear
aid.
your hearing aid? Because I don't want to take away your stuff, or does it affect the book?
Technically,
or something, or me?
I've already digested it, the
Yeah.
comprehend languages into my mind through my hearing aid. So now with tongues, you can join me.
Okay.
Nice.
I hook it onto my ear, which over time has grown into a little bit lower, kind of almost floppy, and onto where all the constellation piercings are on my ear.
Yes.
Hook it on.
Oh my God. Suddenly it is clear. There's some serious like Montague Capulet, Mercutio insults happening down there.
Excellent.
I
do bite my thumb at them.
You do. It is just delightful and terrifying at
And
the same time.
as I do so, I bleed more.
How is your, Julian will come over and ask
bad
how are you
shape.
doing?
I mean, I'm in pretty bad shape.
Oh,
he's
Maeve, I didn't realize how bad.
Yeah. I am very much bleeding all over the place as I sort of stagger.
Yeah, I mean, just speak up. Neb wasn't shy about asking. So
I've gotten used to asking. I've gotten used to, having a problem. So I've experienced.
So, Neb, now that you're feeling better anyway, you might can share some of the love here, because I feel we're about to throw down wherever we're going to end up here, and I am a little low on energy.
Yeah. Everybody gather around. Let me see if I can offer a little bit for everybody. And as you
marshmallows,
did anybody bring
we get into a circle and around this fire?
I heard a story about roasting marshmallows over lava. How suddenly that's really good, but I've never tried it. And she'll pull out her stone and kind of rub it for a second, and then just unceremoniously drop it onto the ground, and it has a little puff of dust, but then that dust begins to glow and turn into swirls of clouds, and she'll get her healing sparklers going. And so whoever needs it, I've got it's 1 plus my number times equal. Yeah. I always have to look this up. Anybody who needs it can get 1d6 hit points, and I can do this 6 times. So just go for
Maeve
it.
could walk through it 6 times?
Yes.
Okay.
Maeve can walk through it. Or
I think Maeve just needs to forward, back.
Yeah.
And Silas starts to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left.
Well, and if Maeve, if you go through it 4 times and you're like, I'm good, and somebody wants to go through it once, you can, whatever y'all need.
Every time Maeve moves through it and comes back, there's just a crack of something as it moves, back into place, and a scar
even 6 times, I still am not all the way back up. Ooh, yeah, I was in bad shape.
Oh, wow.
I was in bad shape too. I just don't have nearly as many hit points as you did.
Yeah. All right. Well,
as Maeve is going back and forth, I'm gonna very gently poke Fairuza in the leg and be like, Fairuza, I can't look over her shoulder. Can you see what those swear words are? I really want to know.
These would make the most amazing Christmas cards, wouldn't they?
And then Silas is just going to say, well, okay, it looks like it didn't quite get you there because you got a little, and Silas kind of telekinetically laces the magic of the healing word there and says, you got a little blood on you still. And as the word blood comes out, the telekinesis kind of wipes the blood off of her. But that's going to restore 13 hit points.
Clean it up.
That gets me exactly there. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was a good guess.
Nice.
And all of a sudden that blood vanishes, but her shirt is still stained this deep wine red.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Okay.
But now you're action hero and not action about to fall over. So
right, exactly. A little bit more stable there.
Yeah.
I want to take out. I think everyone should have a snack, and I am going to distribute. I have a couple things that I've been carrying around that I feel like it's time to distribute. Some snacks. I have some snacks here that are from the Whitman and Watkins break room. They are in the Whitman and Watkins snack bags. So yeah, I hand out some nuts and pretzels that are from the W&W break room that I've been holding on to. To distribute some protein and let's get some
power carbo load here.
Carbo load and pre-combat
snacks.
So
let me ask you a question. Are those snacks distinctive?
Oh yeah, no, they have the logo on them.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm screaming. Okay. When Fairuza gets a little snack from Maeve, she's gonna crack it open because she's starving, but then she's gonna stop for a minute, and sort of look at the package. Like, she's gonna be like, did you take this from me?
Nope.
Where did you get this from?
Where do you think?
Were you arrested recently and you used my firm for representation?
That's neither here nor there, but no. No. I told you I worked in a mailroom at a law firm. You never
You
asked
worked at
where.
my law firm? Wow. And then Fairuza's gonna have this like image of like this sort of little bit taller than average height girl walking through her office with big huge red eyes and bright red hair and giving her a smirk, just dropping off some mail. And she's gonna have like this flash of this memory of your face and go, I know you.
Well, yeah, we've been with each other for like 3 weeks or
No,
something.
Listen, Silas,
Silas,
I think I
Silas.
knew her before this.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why do you work in the mailroom? You're like, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with working in a mailroom. We gotta do what we gotta do. But you could, I mean, I don't know. Any reason you,
Because you learn a lot there.
Just
Well,
a
if we
front for
ever-
criminal activity.
Absolutely.
Interesting. The stories begin to unravel. And she just sort of looks at Maeve and she's like, there are things we still have to learn about you, even now.
Well, Robin and I
that-
knew each
oh,
other
go ahead.
beforehand, and now we know the two of you know each other beforehand. Silas, I mean, maybe now is not the time, but I need to know who you knew before we started, because
Maybe
this is no
Silas
longer a
stole
coincidence.
something from each
we
of us on
established
land.
that Silas and I lived in the same place beforehand, too.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Oh.
we did. But I mean, honestly, I ain't know any of y'all.
Well, and Silas was semi-famous
Yeah.
That's right.
back in
Yeah.
the day.
I mean,
Robin,
y'all
I
did, not Silas Jordan wasn't.
Yeah.
Silas
Silas
Sorrell
Jordan.
was.
and now we're
One-
family.
One other thing I want to check before we go is I sort of
Okay.
peek into with like a pocket. I
Mhm.
checked the I have a solar powered battery pack.
Yeah.
And I
Oh.
checked that and my phone
What?
because I want to make sure we're gonna have some tunes.
So your phone is charged.
Excellent.
Absolutely. You've got no reception, of course.
No, I don't
But
need it.
anything that
It's
was
for the music.
downloaded, there is no
We're in hell.
cloud
Can you
except
hear
for
us?
the billowing cloud of smoke above your head. But yes, you have anything that was downloaded on there is accessible to you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Robin, final
Yeah.
film, seeing everybody do this and Maeve starting to pull out some tunes. Robin is just like, all right, everyone, for old time's sake, scoot together.
Hey, wait, Julian, you take this.
Yeah, Julian.
Let's get Robin in.
We don't want him in the picture.
Yeah, you just point and click, Julian.
Okay.
Like,
so
did they have photographs back in your day?
they have photographs, but not
Mhm.
this thing.
All right, look, you hit this button.
Okay. He goes over, he does the classic, like, I don't know how to, which
Don't
one,
hold
Hold it that way.
figure it out.
Come on.
But he figures it out, and he will snap a photograph of the five of you standing at the
Everyone
top
say
of a mountain,
Flynn.
looking healthy enough. As he then returns the phone back to Robin and turns I'd like each of you to go across before you all rush out into battle here and just describe, what's readied, what weapon or stance or determination in your eyes have you conjured up? And we'll start with Julian, who is in rags with nothing.
No. Julian should have a Michael Jordan jersey.
I'm sorry. He
Yeah,
has.
warm-up
You're right.
paint.
He put on
Yes.
the warm up
I
outfit.
mean, he looks like he's ready
You're
to go
right.
out and do a
I'm
40
sorry. Yes,
piece.
he's ready to go
Triple
shoot some
double.
hoops.
Yeah.
His feet are bare, however. I don't think you gave him shoes, as far as I remember.
No, I did. Like
You
I
had
had
the whole
my
thing.
extra shoes. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
like, that
God.
was the
Okay,
intent
great.
Anyway.
I'm
Like,
so
yeah,
sorry.
He should be, pretty stocked.
All right.
Like he's
He
wearing better
is-
clothes than Silas is, right?
He is ready for warm up. He has no weapons. He is still skinny with his scraggly, long, gray hair, long gray beard. But he sort of sets himself breathes out and looks over to you. Let's start with Fairuza next in line. What is
Okay.
Fairuza readied?
Yeah,
we
okay,
head
so
into this?
Fairuza spent her time before all of this just getting increasingly pissed off, which means that she appears much bigger than she is, too
Yes.
large size, you know?
Yes.
And she's sort of slow, like her feet are planted flat, and she just slowly swinging her axe, and like it's almost like illusionary looking. Like her axe, when she swings it one way, it looks like an axe. She swings it one way, it looks like a gavel. So it's like axe, gavel, axe, gavel. Also, as she does that, you'll notice sort of reflected in her eyes, it are like elements, like you'll see, like in her eyes, you'll see the color, the green, some green slushy acid. You'll see like ice, and then you'll see lightning flashing through her eyes, and then like flicks of fire. And as she does that, she doesn't even notice she's doing that. You'll see all of those elements being sort of flashed on her axe as she's staring at the and she's just ready to rush forward. There's a whole bunch of stuff that just went into that. She's prepared. She's pissed. She's raging. She's reckless. Elemental cleaver, ready to go.
All right, Silas, action hero pose. Where are you?
You see, after Silas is like, buttoning, he telekinetically buttons the last couple of buttons on Julian because he's like, man, the guy's just flopping it. He's like buttoning the warm up thing, and then you see Silas just turn around. The hat turns into a cowl with the fox ears, but then like for the first time you see that it starts to extend over the rest of his clothing, and it becomes like a 3 or 4 colored multi-tier, just full-blown superhero costume from the 90s. It's got so many pockets, like it has so many pockets everywhere, and basically you see that his hands start to like kind of almost like blink in and out, almost like somebody can't draw them, but it's because of his like telekinet, like he's like moving so fast with his hands that he's just kind of like charging up his fist, and then he floats up above everyone, and the wind is blowing the cape back.
Yes. And Maeve, give us the Errol and Maeve Morgan Flynn here.
Oh yeah, Maeve. So Maeve's tattoo is sort of itching to go. She has her letter opener out and fully like it's got that inky, starry, astral extension going. She is getting ready to reflect into 4 Maeves, because that's a fun thing to do. The light of the flame is dancing in her horns and bouncing off of the runes, and you can see the runes from Steve glowing, and the runes of the water, and everyone who has come with us and fought for us and didn't make it with us. And that's glowing and present with us and fueling her. And her hair is sort of wild and flowing, and her clothes are sort of loose and now red and bloodstained. And she's raring to go. She's sort of like there with everyone, and goes and starts the music. And you start to hear "Do I Want to Know" from Arctic Monkeys, but that's just like kicking it off. That's just the beat to get us going. Yeah.
All right, Robin, you start to hear the music come into play. You're seeing your friends sort of get themselves in the mindset. What does Robin look like in this moment? Oh, muted.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Robin is, her skin looks a little tougher, and she makes sure her glasses are nice and tight she's got like the thing, she ties them tight, and she kind of hunches her backpack, which now feels very much like just a really hard shell, and she pulls out her 2 knitting needles. She slices them, like kind of scrapes them together and just, and she begins to do her tennis dance, like if she were on the field, as she begins to ready her expeditious retreat to go faster. And
tennis stance is the ready dance? Is
Yeah,
that what that was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tennis dance is the ready dance.
As you weave side to side, you just sort of brush up against Neb off on the other side here. Neb, give us your action hero moment.
You brush up against her. She's bent over, rolling up her jeans because they're now way too long, and she wants them out of the way of what are now her scaly lizard feet that have like dug into the dirt. And as she stands up and kind of brushes herself off, she's going to walk over to Julian real quick and reach into her bag and say, I don't really have much to give you, and I don't know if this is even really going to help, but I figured you should have something at least to defend yourself at the end. And she's going to pull out the straight razor and the sharpening strap that she took from the train a while back and offer it up to Julian.
Let's add that to that. Okay.
It's not much, but if something gets close, then at least you can do something to defend yourself. But I know Ivy still loves you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I know Ivy still loves you. And we're gonna get you to Ivy. And I'm not gonna let anything get close. And that's when she pulls out her stone. And as she's handing over the straight razor, in her other hand, the stone suddenly shimmers and her body turns into the amorphous nebula form with the blues and the purples and the greens. And it's shorter and now it's kind of a little slimmer and you could swear that there's almost has she turned into a wolf or something? It's a little bit of a longer face. And as she hands this razor on over, she goes, I'm going to make sure of that. And Neb is going to, as odd as it is, her plan is to stick close to Julian and protect him.
Okay. He takes it, he looks at it. You notice a little, sort of not a compartment, but a little piece of sort of like a Swiss Army knife that moves aside. As he opens it, you can see engraved on it, it says, "To Julian, from Ivy." He folds it closed as if he's used it a million times, smiles at you, flicks it open like he's in West Side Story, and says, "Let's go." As you all start to run down the hillside towards the sort of first section of this battlefield, the first thing that you notice is this line of burning trees. There are just dozens of them in this line as you're moving through. Beyond that are these sort of swirling clouds of sand that are working towards them. So we're going to do this in a gauntlet style. So the way we're going to run this mob combat is that you all are going to get a chance to take your turn. And then the monsters that are within range are going to take their turn against you. I'm going to assume, unless you tell me otherwise, that you are sticking together and moving 30 feet through this battlefield every single round. If you want to double that or stay in some place for any reason, you just let me know. I won't force you through. That's why your turn comes first. For me, in a mob combat, I just want to sort of give an overview of how I do this. Okay. I'm going to roll a die to find out how successful my mob is at attacking you each time. So essentially, if I roll anywhere between an 11 and a 19, 50% of my mob is going to hit you. Less than that will be 25 or none, or 75 and 100. As you are continuing to go this, however, if that roll is still lower than your AC, you will take half damage instead of full damage. When you attack the mob, all of that damage is going to go towards reducing their numbers. So if you want to target a specific creature because of a condition or something, let me know. But otherwise, we're just going to try to knock them down as best we can. If there's a saving throw, they will make that with the same percentages, but that will be percentages of success. So we'll go through it as we get there. From that, you are now approaching the line of burning trees, these swirling clouds of sand just beyond them. What would you like to do?
Anybody want to go first?
The trees?
I can go first.
Oh yeah, the trees. Okay.
They're burning and walking around. They are full-on animated walking trees. They are swinging their branches at these clouds of sand and anything else that gets in their way.
Do we get the impression that they are fire trees, or that they're like from the Earth Kingdom kind of thing?
You would
and
get the
they're-
impression that they are fire trees. They are
Okay.
very happy to be on fire.
Okay.
This is their
They're very
state of
happy to be on
being.
fire, so they're not wood at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Neb was like intentionally trying not to look at any of the burning trees until she realizes, oh no, wait, they like that.
Oh,
Okay.
they seriously, they're like if it goes out, they're like, they light it back up again.
got
So they
you.
like, even if you can put them out, it seems like they have abilities to sort of reignite themselves. They are fully living their life, their good life there.
But they're basically wood, yeah? Or some version of wood?
They're like that petrified wood where it's like so dark and crystallized, and
Yeah.
that they're just like
Well, good
Just
thing
go
my
full
axe is
lumberjane. Yeah.
yeah. All right, who
Yes.
wants to start?
Me, because it's a tree. I come from a family of lumberjacks. I don't care what kind of tree it is. I'm here for it. Okay. Since we're just moving, I just want to swing. That's what I
Great.
want to do. So
Go ahead, give me your attacks
Woohoo.
on this mob of burning animated trees.
Just
As you
animated
just
trees.
scale forward, you're angry, you're reckless.
Swinging. Yeah, like fully in my
Swinging over
element.
the-
That's what I'm
getting
doing.
ash and the soot as it's flying through the air.
No.
Brutal critical.
First hit out of the gate.
Holy crud, roll your
I
damage.
saw that one come through.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I mean,
This is a first. Okay, let's see. That's
You
that's
said it.
That's just one hit. So that's okay. So hold on. Let's see. That's the average. That is gonna be 18 plus 18. Hold on. Should I write this down?
That's 36.
Yeah, 18 plus 18 plus 6.
Uh-huh.
18 plus 6, and then 18 plus 6. That was I didn't even need to actually. And then so when she swings, I just want to make sure that because these are fire trees, you'll notice that her axe decided to go lightning because it's an elemental cleaver now. So she can change the what element it's throwing depending on what she's fighting against. So she gets an extra 1d3 damage, which is weird, but okay.
3.
Yeah, what the heck does 1d3 mean? Okay, that's a 2, so add 2 more points to that. 18 plus 6 plus 3. Elimination cast spell. And no, I didn't cast spell damage. 1d3. And because it's elimination, this hit actually shows I guess this particular monster's weakness.
Okay.
So that's 1.
Okay. So with that first one, Fairuza, you don't take it down, but boy, you go towards one of the biggest trees right up front and are just lumberjack, raised in Maine, have an axe, built for this moment, just like chop. I mean, really, like half this thing is gone in one chop of this moment. As you do, and it sort of, you sort of raise your axe back up, you get this insight that, clearly fire is not going to do anything to this, but you're pretty sure cold would make
lightning, like anything.
the lightning, it'll definitely take the lightning, but it might like particularly be weak if you were to, water or cold against
acid.
this.
Acid, let's do acid. Because then it can sizzle through the
So go ahead and make your second attack.
Okay, so this is
Wait,
14.
You said water or cold, or you said
Water
cold or
and
acid?
cold. I mean, just, water might have its own effect, and cold will have its own effect. Acid, it will affect it, but not, it's not particularly weak.
Okay.
Got you. Okay,
Weak,
so this is going to be
yeah.
14 plus 3. 14 plus 3. So 17.
That'll hit.
The 17 hit. Ooh,
It does.
I like goody gumdrops. I'm so weird. That would be another 13.
Another 13 damage.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Anything else you have? Do you have your rage on that? You have all your lightning, all your stuff?
Plus. Wait, let me see. Let me find it. These are new. These are brand new skills, so I'm excited to use them. But let me see. That's whatever. Bonus. With this, it's just gonna change. She's gonna change the element that she uses, and this one. No, actually, I'm gonna make it thunder so that it hits it like boom, so that it can attempt to shatter it instead of just slice it open. with
Great.
that, and then add 1, 2 crushing. Add 2 to that. So
Add 2 more to that?
13, 14, 16 damage. 16,
Okay.
15.
So with that, you absolutely annihilate this one tree. One hit. The next one, you just take it down. You're standing atop of it, you know, in your outfit with just hacking at it. You have felled this tree like your origin story awards you. You have downed one of this mob. Who would like to go next if you're done, Fairuza? As you make your way through this burning forest.
I'll go next if there's nobody else who wants to. So the first thing Neb tries to do as she pulls back and slings out her rock like the archer that she is hit one of these things, except that's kind of the moment that she's realizing, oh wait, these trees are actually okay. They are okay to be on fire, because the whole time she's like, oh, this is so horrible. Which is how I'm explaining the natural one, which totally fails to hit anything. But then realizing what's going on and that she doesn't need to feel bad for innocent trees, that I'm supposed to be, you all need to get out of the way. And she's going to scream at them, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw DC 17.
All right, Constitution saving throw DC 17. That's a 12.
Awesome. They are going to take 12 thunder damage and are going to be pushed away from me 10 feet.
All right.
So the hope is to like clear the way for everybody to get through.
So, describe this.
Yeah, she yells at them to get out of the way, and she tries to position herself so that when they are pushed back, they're kind of pushed out and away. And as that scream washes over, it definitely like puts out some of the fire in front of us, and she goes, all right, let's go.
So they're pushed off to the side in this way, kind of. You can hear the like creak of wood and the extra kind of loudness of this fire, but it does clear this little path ahead of you that sort of allows everyone else to move in and start working on the rest. Anything else, Neb?
That's it.
All right. Silas, Maeve, or Robin?
Robin will, I guess the point is, like, could we, like, even with op attacks, like, could we pass through without having to destroy everything? And or would they chase after us? Do we get that feeling?
You get the feeling that they are engaged on many fronts, right? Okay. Some of them are in combat with you. Some of them are in combat with other, of these elemental creatures out along this battlefield. So, you get the feeling that everyone's basically going to have to contend with whatever is right in front of them. There's not going to be a ton of chasing here unless you make it personal.
Okay, I think Robin is just going to say, come on, guys, we have a long way to go. And she's going to expeditious retreat. So as a bonus action, she's going to run. She's going to dash.
Okay.
And then using her movement to get forward and kind of just, I don't know where Silas is probably going to be in the lead eventually, but she's going to try to be in the lead and kind of gear up to be like one of the first ones to hit on the next line.
Okay. So with dash, you want to go your 60 feet.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just make a note of that. Okay. So with dash, you rush forward through this maze of burning trees, dodging right and left, attempting not to get hit by them. You're going to take one op attack just as you're going here. Oh dear, that is a good hit here. That is a 29 to hit you.
Yeah, that might hit.
You will take 15 bludgeoning damage.
Got it.
You then immediately run into these clouds of sand. They are also going to take an op attack on you. That is a 17 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
You will take another 15 bludgeoning damage as these little tornadoes of dust clouds just start to whack themselves against you, and you feel yourself pulled right and left. You make it your 60 feet to the other side of this, where in front of you, you are faced with a line of Yeti, all holding ice snowballs ready to throw them your way.
I still have an action.
You still have an action. Go for it.
Get back here.
So Robin rushing forward and she's like, I should have thought this through. Okay. Robin, without hesitation,
Yes.
seeing these snowballs like rearing up, she's just gonna like, as she's running, scoop up the closest rock that she can grab, and she knows it's probably gonna be really hot, but it's not gonna stay in her hands long enough to do anything, and she's just gonna launch it forward. So,
at the Yeti, at the abominable snowman. Okay, go ahead, give me an attack.
It's actually a dex save for you guys.
A dex save for the Yeti. Okay, here we go. Oh, they're not super. Oh no.
4 dice.
No, don't do it again. Oh boy, that is a natural 1.
Oh! So they're going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Yeti.
16 points of bludgeoning damage on those Yetis. And on top of that, the dust is going to get in their eyes. And for this one combatant, it's going to basically take that Yeti out of the running for this particular. There's the other ones there ready to fight, but you have eliminated one from the running as he spends the next, minute just trying to get the sand out of his eyes.
Very briefly, play Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. Fun combat music.
Maeve is Sirenscape DJing this battle. Anything else, Robin?
That is it.
All right. We've got Silas and Maeve. You guys are left.
I'll go.
Okay, go for it,
I'm going to Maeve will and all of a sudden there are 4 Maeves because you do. And I will go ahead and get myself up to where Miss Robin is, because I can do that using my my cunning action.
Okay.
So I will take my vine, wrap it around one of the trees, and swing, trying to snap the limb I swing on as I come off, almost like a whip.
My God,
flinging it forward if I can, just for flavor. It doesn't have to do any damage. And then I will. My movement is 35, so I'll go 70.
So so you and you said you disengaged as well?
I dashed to.
You dashed. Okay, so you will also have to take some op attacks on this. All right, so I'm going to give
the ones that attacked Robin though have already used their op attacks.
They have. This is a mob, so I have somewhat infinite. Not infinite, but I have some leeway there. I'm going to give you. Let's see. I'll roll a d4. You get 4 damage on that whip pull. I'll give you on that. There.
Nice.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay, great. So yes, your op attack from the trees. Oh, that's some high math. That is 27.
That will hit.
15 bludgeoning. And then you have also...
I will use an uncanny dodge to duck out of the way of that and have that. So it was 15?
It was 15.
So.
And you have also moved through the sand clouds, so you're going to take an op from them. That's a natural 1. They miss you. You said you went 75?
I go 70.
You go 70?
You land.
You're into the Yetis. They're not going to take an off attack from you.
Oh my God.
But you swing, ripping this a bit of that branch off and just kind of fly through the air.
Oh my God.
Of all this dust just whipping past you, but you're just so cool with your hair in the breeze and your shirt flapping in the wind, and you land and stand to see yourself surrounded by Yetis as they raise their hands.
Hello, boys.
Fantastic. Okay, we are now at Silas.
As Silas had floated up prior to this, he stays up instead of going down the hill, and he goes across because it sounds like everything's on the ground. Is that correct?
Sounds like everything's on the ground, yes.
Yes. So I'm going to just go forward the full movement, avoiding any of that, and I'm trying to overwatch, just figure out where everybody is as much as I can. And the strategy for the most part is to make sure that people dying and taking as much damage, but as I move the movement, I am going to also do speed of thought, expeditious retreat, and so I'm gonna dash all the way up. So I should theoretically be 60-ish up there,
You can
and
go to
then
60 as well. Okay, great.
yeah, and then I am going to, as long as I have seen some people take some damage, but I feel like they're at least okay for right now. So then I'm just going to fire off a couple of magical attacks here. And so you see Silas actually, as he is flying and he's like just frantically checking and kind of rocks where everybody is instinctively. Then he comes through, and you see forming in his hand. It's like he's like dealer's choice, and then playing cards come into his hand, and he's like, oh, this is an oldie but a goodie. And you see that he throws down these pinkly kinetically charged cards at one of the Yetis is where he's going to be attacking here.
Gotcha.
And then he's also going to throw a second set of cards. And so the first attack is a 16. Does that hit?
That'll miss.
Okay. The next one's 18.
That'll hit.
Okay. And it deals 9 points of force damage. And then he's just going to stay where he is at the moment.
Okay. So yeah, you float up above and just Superman theme song plays as you float across, keeping an eye on the battle below you, seeing your friends kind of, Fairuza and Neb have sort of stayed in the pocket at the front, doing what they can up there. Robin is just shoot, tennis pro. Dodged her way forward. Maeve has swung like an old time, swashbuckler up into the ranks, landed in the Yetis. And as you floated above, you're starting to fling these cards down at the Yetis. You can see Maeve as you land and you look up at this, one of them gets a cut across the cheek as the blood starts to seep down. It's got blue blood seep down its white fur, exposing that. Anything else, Silas?
That's it.
Okay, Julian is still over here at the beginning. He is gonna do this. He's gonna look at...
It's me, Julian, and Fairuza taking up the rear. We're here for
That's
it.
right. He is going to, as we're moving through this, he's gonna look forward towards these sand clouds and snap his fingers. Okay. They are going to make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, they crit, so they are fine. He sort of snaps his sort of goes, I'm out of practice, he sort of says as he runs forward with all of you. And you by the end of his turn, you are all kind of landing in the space that you are. We now move on to the tree mob is going to go against all of our friends here at the front. So here we go.
So real quick, are these melee attacks?
These are melee attacks.
So every time they hit me, they're gonna my ice is going to flare and they are gonna take cold damage.
Fantastic. That's a 24 to hit.
Well,
wait. So I'm sorry. 24 means 75% of them are going to hit you, but you've reduced them fairly good here. So that's going to be 30 bludgeoning that I can split up amongst the three of you. So you're going to take 10 each.
And they'll take 7 cold damage.
7 cold onto the trees. All right. Okay, so as it, all these trees are sort of whipping towards you as the three of you are moving forward, trying to get up to the clouds of sand area. There, a number of them miss, but 75% of them get you, leading to a couple of these hits to get through. Neb, as they pass, you shoot off a little bit of this cold, which they particularly hate. That's going to get you up here. All right, next are the clouds. These sand clouds, see the three of you appear. Robin and Silas, you're on the other side. So they're going to give an attack here. They're going to do their ranged attack. Essentially, they are going to basically, similar to what Robin did, pick up rocks and sand and anything off the ground and start using their whirling power to just fling it out at the rest of you. All right, that is a 23 to hit. That's going to give me, again, 75%. That is 7. 70 points of bludgeoning damage coming at all of you. I'm gonna say another 10 to Neb.
At all of who?
At Robin, Silas, Neb, Fairuza, and Julian. Maeve is out of range.
I want to use a reaction and shield it.
Okay, you block it. They will throw then. They're going to throw 10 at everyone and the rest at Silas. So you all take 10 of this sort of bludgeoning damage as this comes through, except for Silas, who blocks.
Great. Okay.
Do I get that back again? Go ahead.
I guess the question that, like, I wouldn't, in these kind of rules, I don't want to make this worse for everyone, and I didn't follow exactly what you said right now.
What I'm saying is I have 70 bludgeoning damage from their ranged attack to disperse amongst the 6 of you.
Got it.
So basically I'm saying, or not the 6 of you, the 5 of you. So basically I'm saying they're each going to take 10, you're going to take 20.
So I am making it better overall.
Yes, you're making it better.
Just want to make sure.
Absolutely. You're going to shield the majority of it, and they're each only going to take 10.
Understood.
You got it.
GM Deb is hard but fair.
Hard but fair. Now it is the Yeti's turn. They have Maeve is basically who they're interested in here. Oh, that's a pretty low roll. Let's see. Okay, only 25% of them hit. So that is going to be only 1. So that is 10 slashing and 5 cold against you, Maeve. But I only rolled a 14. So if that is less than your AC, you'll take half of that. So you only take 7 points of that 15.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. I am muted. 7. It's 14 is the AC.
So you'll take half of the 15 damage.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that then.
Great.
I will not kick that to one of my duplicates.
Yeah, however you want to handle it that way. All right, that is the end of all of these guys' turns. We will come back to the top of the round here. From your vantage points, Neb, Fairuza, and Julian, you have made it through. You are now in between the burning trees and the clouds of sand. Silas, you are up above Robin, who stands between the clouds of sand and the Yetis with the snowballs. Maeve, you are right in the middle of the Yeti snowballs. Now I'm going to offer Maeve, Silas, and Robin. You can see that just beyond are flat dinosaurs. You know that these are Zola allies. In the next sort of 30-foot block ahead of you.
Quick question. I thought flat dinosaurs were like aquatic.
Some are. Some seem to be.
So
you saw them. They crept up on.
So they are on land. Okay.
They are on land. Okay. Yes, they are on land, but they are basically just swampy, flat things. But they open up these sideways, these long, skinny mouths. You very much recognize them. They're of different sizes, and some seem to maybe be a slightly different species or version of this flat dinosaur. But indeed, you recognize them for what they are. Coming up next.
I need to watch one of these manta ray things eat a Yeti. That's in my mind. That's what's happening off screen over there is manta ray yomp.
No, that's literally what I'm gonna try and make happen if I can.
You should go first.
Go ahead.
I have to talk this out a little bit because it's a little tricky what I'm gonna try and do.
Gotcha.
My goal is to use my grapevine tattoo to latch onto something and basically swing around, kiting one of these or several if they'd like to follow me around by asking them if they would like to dance. Getting their focus on me, swinging out just out of their reach over the flat dinosaurs.
Okay.
Knowing where the mouths are on the flat dinosaurs, and give the flat dinosaurs some snacks, some nom-noms.
So,
and then swing myself back to a safe landing spot.
So great. So you're doing like a full circle kind of, deal, but we're going to see if you can basically convince them to follow you into the herd of flat dinosaurs.
Yeah. So it's
I make an insight.
I look at one of the ones in front of me and I say, "Would you like to dance?"
Fantastic.
So what I need that Yeti to do,
yes,
is
I'm gonna give you the herd. I'm gonna give you the herd. We can do this against the
I
whole
need the
herd.
herd to give me an insight check.
An insight
please.
check. Well, that is a fail. That is a 3.
Okay, it's versus a 29 on my end.
So all of them are like, they're just like,
they
are start to
now
maybe pretend to dance.
They are locked
like a
onto
Yeti.
me. They will now have
Oh, yeah.
disadvantage on attacking anybody else,
Okay.
unless somebody attacks them.
Got it.
And they cannot make attacks of opportunity on anybody else. So yeah, they've got eyes on me at this point.
Do they? I mean, do they follow you? I mean, like, is that part of it?
So the part is, if they are not hostile to me, they are charmed by me.
Okay.
And regard me as a friendly acquaintance.
Okay.
So what I'm
So these
trying to
are
do is
hostile.
sort of get the sense of like capturing their attention.
Okay. Cool.
And it would be in a game, it would, in a video game, it would be, I want to kite them. I want to like go, hi, over here, look at me, and swing out with the vine.
Okay, so do you want to land in the midst of the flat dinosaurs to sort of try to draw them to you? Is that the plan?
I mean, well, I know where to land on them, right? But the goal was kind of to ultimately swing back around. So to safety, because I don't want to be in a super dangerous
I'm
spot.
gonna offer this, because we're doing this gauntlet style kind of thing. We can say that sort of mid your turn, mid the 6 seconds, you're above the dinosaurs. We'll see what the Yetis do on their turn, but that after they go, you can complete your round back towards Robin if you would like.
And I would like to I would also like to put my eye on them.
Okay. Eye on Yeti. All right. Fantastic. Who would like to go next?
So they can't take an op attack on any of us?
Not
the Yetis that I'm dancing with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then Robin's gonna try to just dash through them.
Yeah, just don't attack them. And I will use our mind palace to communicate.
Communal mind palace.
Don't hurt.
I'm having some fun over here, kids. Oh, please. Let me keep them distracted. You get
monster
through
mash.
safely.
Okay.
It's a monster mash.
And Fairuza can hear this as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
all
all
of you are connected. You can hear it. So Robin, yes, the Yetis in front of you, for all intents and purposes, will not attack you or take op attacks on you. You can move through them. There are then the swamp, the flat dinosaurs beyond that.
Okay. Do I get the sense that these flat dinosaurs would be, like you said, they're allies? Would I think they're allies?
They're allies of Zola. Go ahead and give me a free insight check.
Okay, thank you. Plus 6 is 22.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that, like, based on what Silas shared with you, that like the opposing forces, the forces trying to push them back, are going to be Zola's forces and potentially Praxitiki's forces, right? Praxitiki doesn't want this taken over. Zola doesn't want to take it over. So it's basically, Lorilia and Praxitiki against Etna and Tiber at this point. So you're pretty sure that if these flat dinosaurs understand who you are, that they do not mean you any harm.
Okay, let me just double check here. Okay, so I have comprehend languages on.
That's right.
So just in case, I'm just listening for them to say anything, but I am rushing past these Yetis. I have 60 feet of movement, and I don't know if I probably would have yelled out to Maeve to be like, Maeve, tell them I'm not here to hurt them or something. And
okay.
And then in the call, you'll hear in your head.
You wouldn't have to yell.
Yeah, you'll hear Neb say, Robin, just tell them.
Robin's running, just going. And
it's bad. It's horribly offensive. It's really,
and then I don't know how far 60 feet will get me.
60 feet gets you through the eddies and through the swamp oozes. So as you approach the swamp oozes, trying to speak with them, you do overhear, "Oh, she's as pretty as Zola said she would be."
Oh.
So, and you can see, with your sort of tortillian appearance now, you fit right in with the sort of Larillian standards of of beauty, and they are quite taken with you. Sort of giving you space and like, oh, like this princess walks amongst us.
And Maeve, who's now understanding what they're saying, is gonna say, "Oh, they're so charming."
As Robin, you again kind of do your tennis dash shuffle easily through the Yetis that pay you no mind. They are laser focused on Maeve, easily through these flat dinosaurs who think you are just the coolest thing since sliced bread. But you pull up to a stop at the edge as you begin to see now swirling, basically like bonfires that can kind of leap and jump from bush to bush, place to place, moving, active, animated bonfires ahead of you.
Okay.
And with that same insight still kind of running, they feel super, super mean to you.
Okay.
Is that all, Robin?
Yes, that is all I will do.
All right. Who would like to go next? We've had Maeve, we've had Robin. Who else would like to go?
I'm going to look over at Fairuza in the call. I'm going to say, do we want to just kind of run through and catch up to them or fight our way through?
When you look over at Fairuza, you can tell she's having the time of her life in this war. She is so excited to be swinging that axe, and she's screaming, and she stops, and she looks, she goes, "Did Maeve just tell us not to attack something?"
We're gonna run into some flat dinosaurs, and they're being something's going on with a bunch of Yeti. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm talking about this, and she's pointing at the sand creatures. You want to just run through this, or are we taking our time?
As she's talking to you, she's swinging her axe like this, hitting things. Yeah, let's make a run for it then.
Okay. And I'll to Julian the same thing. All right, stay close. We're just gonna run, and
Okay.
I will dash through to try to get.
You're gonna dash.
We're gonna meet
Okay,
up
so
with
there'll
the
be some
others.
op attacks.
Yeah, get through the sand.
The clouds of sand and through Yetis to basically the front of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, we want to
Yeah.
get to the front of the line.
All right, you got it.
Even though it's reluctantly for Fairuza.
So
I appreciate
And
it.
Yetis
Fairuza.
following me will not have op attacks on them.
yes, the Yetis are gonna leave.
Actually,
Go ahead,
well,
Silas.
never mind.
No,
I don't. Well, I don't know how this initiative thing. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go after.
You sure?
I'll go after. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
no worries. I mean, again,
Well,
anything because we're
what
doing
I
it
would
this
like
way,
to
we're
do,
direct-
because
Go ahead.
I'm overwatching here.
Yes,
Like
you
if
are.
I get the sense that they are trying to just make a run for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have heard us in the call. So.
Yeah.
That is true. So
Absolutely.
But again, I just don't know how the initiative can break up here. But like as they start
Any way
to
you want.
move, when they start the movement that is going to be a dash.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out where they would end up. Like if they go the full dash, where would they end up?
So they're going to move through the clouds of sand and through the Yetis. Now the clouds of sand will attack them. The Yetis will not. And they're going to end up at the front of the flat dinosaurs.
So okay, excellent.
Basically
So-
right underneath where you
So
are.
in that case, since I heard that in the call, I'm going to try to just step in and take my initiative first,
Go
if
for
I
it.
can.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to, as they take their first step, I just say, trust me again, and then I'm
Always.
going to telekinetically move them the 30 feet out of that range.
All
So they
three.
will not get opportunity attacks there.
Sweet.
And then they can
Ooh.
run the rest of that, and if they wanted to, they can take an action after that, obviously.
Fantastic.
But or dash again past the whatever's next. But I do want them to avoid those opportunity attacks by telekinetically moving them both. And
Can you
and
get
then
Julian as well?
Okay.
Can you get Julian as well?
I can if I've barely got enough, but I can. Yes. So
Okay.
I forgot about Julian, but I will get Julian as well. Yes.
Thank
You
you.
have to save the basketball player. You
I
have.
guess.
Our
Yes.
squishy little baby.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the three of them, and that's the last time I can do that. But I'm going to take all three of them past that initial danger into
Gotcha.
that safer zone, and then basically y'all can take your actions now because I preempted.
All right, you go copy. And as they take that first step after announcing what they're going to do, they all three, one step, disappear. They appear at the other end of the clouds of sand, completely missing that particular block of baddies. The Yeti in front of them are all just watching Maeve swing through the air, not paying any attention as the three of you just kind of move forward. Now you can still dash if you want to move even now through the flat dinosaurs.
Well, technically they should have their whole like turn, really.
Yes,
right?
and you
Because
have your actions.
yeah,
but
and
I'm saying if they would like to dash, they can use that as their
and sorry, I was trying to, like, on my turn there was one other thing I wanted to do with a bonus
Of
action,
course.
and that's just to yell out at Miss Robin and say, Miss Robin, you look like a beautiful, beautiful princess to them. And that's going to heal her 12 hit points.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
And I think, yeah, Julian and Neb at the very least are just going to continue to move up so that we've caught up to, I guess, Robin, is on the where the animated fire is having fun.
Fantastic. So yes, Julian, Neb, and Fairuza, if you want to, you can use your action to dash and therefore catch up with Robin, and you will all, except for Maeve and Silas, I imagine with your movement.
I moved, but I did not dash this time because I healed.
Gotcha. But you're tracking.
Yes,
so you'll come up to here. All right. So taking no op attacks through the Yetis, through the flat dinosaurs. You're all getting the communique that they think you're really cool and they're really happy you're here. I'm even going to offer, Maeve and Neb and Robin, as you're listening to this, you get a hopeful sense from them that you're here. They're excited that you're here. And there's even some rumblings of like, Zola will be pleased. She's waiting for you. She's holding them off. Like you have support ahead of you on your journey here.
Neb will repeat that in the call for Julian's sake because she remembers that Julian had some misgivings about whether Zola was still an ally or not. It sounds like Zola's in there waiting and they're here to help.
Yeah, he speaks back to you just hear, thank God. Thank the gods.
Awesome.
As he moves through the flat dinosaurs, that is, confirmation of what you've heard. They are not attacking you. So we have Robin, Fairuza, Neb, and Julian have all come to the end of this sort of line of Yetis, and in front of them are all of these bonfire creatures. Maeve, you have swung through into the middle of the flat dinosaurs with the intent to swing back, but you can change that if you would like to, having seen what everyone else did.
If I can keep moving forward the way with everyone else, I would.
You got it? Yeah, with this type of initiative, I'm perfectly fine with that. Knowing what everyone else is doing, you can shift because you will have seen what was going on. And Silas, you have moved forward 30 feet. So yes, so you will be again kind of at that between the sort of Yeti and flat dinosaurs, kind of in the zone with Maeve, just behind the three others.
So how far back am I from everyone else at this point? Just where I.
About 30 feet behind Fairuza, Robin, Neb, and Julian. Maeve is in the mix with you, so you and Maeve are kind of in the same zone.
Thanks to you, we've clumped up a little bit more again, so we're not quite so spread out.
Exactly. And if the Yetis get nommed, will you please let me know when they drop down to 0, because I have things that happen.
I absolutely will let you know. On them.
I'm sorry, this actually.
Okay, so you're looking forward, and you can see Julian's going to go real quick before the monsters do. But as you look over, and you can see, these bonfire creatures moving around in this space, you can see that they are partially in this battle with beyond what look like jungle cats and elephants, and all of these animals have kind of made their way in. Many of them you recognize from Lorelia, but they have different sort of colors. There's a tiger that is green with black stripes instead of orange. There's sort of a mix up
Battle
of all
cat.
monkeys that have purple kind of. So all kind of reminding you very much of Lorelia and that environment. So it does feel like potentially there's another safe zone just on the other side of that. And with that, Julian's gonna look to you, Neb, and say, "Want to go for a ride?"
Always.
Fantastic. He's gonna do 2 of these. He's gonna grab your hand, spin on the spot, and the 2 of you will appear 30 feet in amongst all of these animals. As the 2 of you stand there, one of these animals, the green tiger with the black spots, comes up and kind of nuzzles its head against you, Neb. And if you were asked on the stand, you would swear that it winked at you.
I mean, I will in that moment make sure that I can speak to any of these creatures and thank them and say, "Hey, be safe, okay? We're going to try to get there as quickly as possible."
Is this one of the kinds? This is a speak to beast, so they can talk back to you.
Yeah, I'm going to activate that because it's not
the
concentration.
Green tiger goes, "Hey there, kiddo. Glad you joined the battle."
I'm going to ask something wonky. Do I see a giant spider with an army of dolls anywhere?
No, not yet. Okay. But you recognize the voice in your head as a friendly gnome who had gone on several adventures with you in this moment. Very glad to see you there. He says, "Glad you could meet the family." And all the other sort of big cats and things and other monkeys and creatures who are all, wild shaped into beasts and fighting this fire and the things beyond. His whole family, Pippin's
all
whole
26
family is here.
siblings.
All 26 siblings are here to help you in this battle, in this moment.
All right, Pippin, you got to come with me to at least point out who everybody is, and I'll pass it along to everybody. And yeah, Neb, like if he'll be like, and that one's this, and that one's this, and that one's this, and that one's this, and I will just tell everybody.
Time.
I want to know which is the sister that Robin reminded him of.
Okay, no time.
There's one that turned into a giant turtle. So that's
let's get to the volcano before we have the reunion.
Neb's saying there'll be time for a reunion later. Says Pippin, again talking.
I mean, we left him just like 5 days ago. It hasn't been that long.
But it feels like it's been weeks.
All right, that is Julian's turn. It is now the monster's turn. Okay. So, Silas, you're up there out of the way, but they do have some ranged. So, I think... Yeah, well, the Yetis can't do that. Okay, so the Yetis are out, but the Yetis can attack you, Maeve, right?
They can try.
They can try. They can attempt to attack you. Okay, you got it. It's a ranged attack because you're ahead of them.
I'm sure.
But they're going to rush towards you into this mob of flat dinosaurs. But they are going to throw these as they're running, so they're going to get some of them off here. Oh, that's a pretty good roll. That's going to be 75% of them getting to you. So that's going to be 45. Now, I rolled a 24. Is that higher than your AC?
Yes, it is.
So you're going to take all 35 of that. But let's see, actually, I can split
However, I do have duplicates up. So
you do have duplicates up?
It can target a duplicate.
Boom!
So
all 35 at you.
Well, let's see. Yes, it will target a duplicate. So my first duplicate goes down.
So all of them, as they're running forward, their big teeth sticking out and still just blue blood dripping from all of them hurl again, like simultaneously, all these icy snowballs heading your way. And as it does, it just goes past 3 of them as one of them flickers out.
And
how's that throw an arm, you errant, full-gorged futilitarian?
as Silas is watching this, like he's like super concerned because he completely lost track of which Maeve was Maeve, and so then like as it like dissipates the duplicate, he's like, oh, big swing and a whiff, and he, like just exclaims very loud.
What the heck?
This might be the first fight where we're getting the commentary from Silas and we can all actually hear it.
Yes. So as they kind of go, like they're so mad that they missed, they suddenly realize that they are surrounded by flat dinosaurs, and one, yes, it is a massive attack as all of the flat dinosaurs now take their turn in this space as they start to just chomp at bits of these yetis. They of course now take their, I guess they can't take their attention off of you. They just have to allow, they're taking damage now. So because they're taking,
it's only from my companions. So I don't know if these count as companions or not, but if not,
they're allies. I don't know how that, but I wouldn't say they're your companions. No. So they're being eaten alive and they're not really going to do anything about it. They think it's your fault. And
they're not incorrect.
You must of course control these flat dinosaurs, and the only way to save themselves is of course to focus all of their attacks and attention on you. So that is happening with them. That's them. That's that. That's that. All right. Fire guys in front of you. They have some ranged attacks, so they are all going to attempt a ranged attacks on those of you they can hit, which is going to be Julian, Neb, Piv. Well, the Pibum family up ahead if they want to, and Fairuza. Because Fairuza, we left you back behind, but you are the 4 in range.
Are they all ranged, or any of them coming into melee?
This is all ranged attack.
Okay.
Well, until you take your turn into their space, whether you do or not, they can't make their melees. Okay. So that is a 19 to hit, which will make them 50% successful. That is 10 fire damage. So that's let's see, with 50%, so 50 damage to spread amongst the 5 of you. Let's do 10 each.
Well, and you'll watch in this case, actually, as Neb is going to jump in front of Julian, because I have resistance to fire because of my ice shield.
Nice.
So I can take way
I
more.
apologize. They have disadvantage. They are elementals, so they have disadvantage on several of you. So we're just going to go ahead and give that. That is much lower. So they're actually only going to do 30 points of damage.
Okay. And what was the AC?
The AC on this one now is 18.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. It was that was what it was last time. This is now
19.
The last one was 19, right? Yeah. No, they didn't do that. This time they did 12.
Okay, so we'll take half then.
So you'll take half damage of the 30 that they're now sending your way. So it'll be 10. We'll go 10 to Robin, can take 5. 10 to Neb, who can take 5, and Fairuza, you can take 5.
So is that 10? Is it already halved from my fire resistance too?
Yeah, go ahead. Take it down to 2 points if you want.
So I'll take Fairuza's and Julian's. I'll just be like,
great. You take this. You go ahead and take 20. Or say, what are you going to take 10 and then go down to 5?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll grab theirs. So
and then just 5 to Robin.
Okay.
Sounds
If it doesn't, if our AC is higher, it won't. Does it hit or just half?
It halves. The way that I'm working with the mobs is the idea that you're getting hit multiple times, kind of thing.
You.
So basically, I'm trying to do one roll and say there's this many attacks. You can't avoid all of them, and so So you are going to get hit a little bit, and if your AC is higher, we'll just help that by saying you're going to get half your
Perfect.
That way, it still matters what your AC is.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's everything that they can get you now. Although the Panthers, I'm calling them Panthers, but the tigers and the Yeti, not the Yetis, the tigers and the monkeys and the Panthers and all of Pivum's 26 siblings all sort of start to charge in on these fire creatures. They are going to do very well. They're going to take out a couple of them.
Okay.
Fantastic. It is now your turn again. Here's the lay of the land. Julian, Pivum, and Julian and Neb, you guys are up kind of more in the mix with Pivum and those Panthers. You can see just beyond that, there is a really weird open space. There's a bunch of dead creatures lying on the ground, but no one is fighting in that particular area. Behind you are the fire creatures. Robin, Fairuza, and Fairuza, you are behind the fire creatures. You still have to move through them.
Yeah.
And Silas and Maeve, you are just above the kind of Yeti, where the Yetis were. You pretty easily can move up and be in space with the rest of them. What would you like to do?
Robin is going to ask Fairuza, because Fairuza and I are the only ones in front of the fire. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The other two, Maeve and Silas, also need to get through the bonfire creatures.
Okay.
I think in the telepathic bond, Robin's just gonna be like, "Okay, who's hurt? Anybody? Just me?"
Well, yeah, but
I've taken a bit, but
I got a bit, but the
I
fire's
can-
not going to do much to me anyway.
I can send somebody through if you feel like you need to get through. If not, I'm gonna go through.
I can get through. Don't worry about me.
yeah, I think I can get through.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Robin is going to.
Right.
I don't know how thick this fire mob is, but would 30 feet get me to the other side?
It would get to the other side. They will fight you as you go, but unless you're going to do something specific. Oh, you want a Misty Step or something?
Misty step.
Yes. 30
Okay.
will get you to the other side.
So Robin is going to Misty Step to the other side and then take her bonus action to dash with the expedition.
Woo!
When you arrive, because if I'm picturing this correctly, you Misty stepped up to where Julian and I are.
Yes.
Before you go forward, if you don't mind, because I think what Neb wanted to do is we've suddenly reached this section in where it's just a field of dead things. I want to take my action and hardcore look around for what has gone on and what killed everything and what's going to happen when we step in here.
Okay, fantastic. So we'll allow this bonus action to have happened. You've joined the rest of them. You can all walk through the the Pivum family mob here safely. So if you would like to do that and not dash, but take your this is sort of a safe buffer with their family. They're holding off the bonfire creatures.
So that would have been 30 feet as my Misty Step as my action. Then I will do 30 feet walking through and then I will hold off if we're doing all of our turns at once.
Yeah.
Then I hold off my bonus action till Neb does something. Or
that was my
Misty Step was your bonus, right?
Oh, you're
right.
correct.
So then your movement would be the 30. You can still have an action.
Okay,
so just know you still have an action.
Okay. Can I hold my action until Neb does something?
100%. Okay. So Neb and Julian will come with you, of course. Can move up to the sort of line where no one is over there.
And what do I need to do to figure out what happened and how dangerous this still is? Because this is weird.
It's super weird. I mean, what are you looking at? Are you looking at the dead bodies? Are you trying to sense is there's a smell or there's
Again, I don't know timing on this, but I am absolutely yelling out like, "Hey, Pivum, do you know what's up with the giant dead place right there?" It's like they're right there next to it, right?
So they can't talk to you, but they can talk to Neb. He's gonna say, "We don't know what's wrong, but it smells bad." They don't want to go in there. They have a sixth sense feeling not to enter.
Yeah, so with that, I'll take a little bit of a whiff, but I'll be looking more up, looking for clouds of gas or farting birds or something.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. It'd be a 15.
That's a 15. Whatever is here, it is either invisible or clear or whatever it is. There is nothing to see. It is truly creepy. It is as if these creatures just walked in there and dropped down dead.
And when I take a cautious whiff, do I get anything?
With that perception? No, there's no smell. Now, you get a little bit because of your sort of natural beast-like, experiences. You get a little bit of, again, that sixth sense. They don't mean they smell something. They mean they sense something, like a cat before an earthquake, or, they just kind of are like, don't go there.
Yeah, I don't have hackles anymore.
Cemetery feel.
Yeah, I don't have hackles anymore, but if I did, they'd be standing up. And I'm gonna look at Julian and say, all I can think to do is hold our breath and run. What do you think?
Julian laughs a little bit. He goes, I would follow you all, into fire. In fact, I almost have. So if that's what you think, I will do.
You haven't followed me yet, but thanks for the vote of confidence. And yeah, in the call, I'll be telling everybody there is something wrong here, and I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm gonna hold my breath and we're gonna run through, and that's what I will do.
All right, fantastic. You're gonna hold your breath. Julian's gonna hold his breath, and the two of you are gonna be the guinea pigs as you step into this space.
Someone's got to be.
You hold your breath and step out there. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw. Julian's gonna do it too.
Okay.
Ooh.
The 16 or 18. Sorry, 18.
18 is great. As you're running through, you are very capable. You did all that swimming. You are strong. You can hold your breath as you're moving across. You're running ahead. Julian is an old man who hasn't eaten anything but a power bar in probably several decades. As he's coming through, he just can't quite hold his breath long enough. And as he stops and breathes in again, you see him turn green as this whatever is in the air here brings him to his knees, and he immediately begins to vomit, unable to sort of bring himself, from here.
I will stop when he does, still holding my breath, and try to all right, I know, disgusting, let's go. And in the
call him, he's able to crawl as best as he can. He's going to make another one. He does better this time as he sort of holds his breath, trying to be careful and not let it go. As both of you fall forward, just out of the space beyond this line. However, he has taken a good bit of damage within that time.
As we reach that other side, oh, it's bad. It's super bad. Don't breathe. It sucks. If you can get around this is the worst.
Cool. Anyone else? That is their turn. We still have Silas, Robin. You were holding an action. Maeve, you have an action.
In my head, I ask Miss Robin, do you remember the thing you did with the air tanks in the swimming?
Yeah.
Can you do that for us?
I'm really tapped out this round, but next chance I get.
Worth waiting for.
Yeah, I can do that. And Robin is going to try something.
Okay.
Because Robin still has her action. Robin is going to also try to run through.
Okay.
But as her action, she's going to cast Prestidigitation around her, because it can affect small odors and things like that.
Okay. But you also can hold your breath a really long time, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a torch.
That's right. Yeah.
I can hold my breath for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you're really good. I don't think I need to make a Constitution saving throw for you to hold your breath as you run across here.
Okay.
But so yes, if you would like your action for something else, and you've used your movement at this point, so you have an action, but you can't move forward till your next round.
Oh, that's right. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you want to think about it, we can come back to
Fairuza,
Come back to Silas. You have an action thing. We'll come to that. Okay.
I mean, the action can be a dash. So.
That's true.
But I don't know how long this field is, though. So.
These are each, like I'm saying, they're each basically 30 feet. So
30,
the idea being,
30, yeah. Okay.
you can, within one round, you can make it through each of these fields. All right. Fairuza, Maeve, Silas. Fairuza.
So we're basically
You're
this
still
area.
in front of the bonfires. You have to get through the bonfires.
Exactly, and then I have to get through the smell.
Then you have to get through the smell.
Okay, and
odorless.
I don't want to leave anyone behind, but I think I'm the last one on the bonfires, right?
Pretty much.
I have to go through the bonfires.
Yeah, Maeve and Silas have to get through. Silas is, of course, overwatching. But yes, Maeve is still back there with you.
Okay, Fairuza's just gonna look at. I mean, she knows that Silas can get there. She'll look at Maeve and she's gonna be like, I'm gonna take it through. And she goes, but I think I need some help. And as she says help, you guys notice there's just this big sort of like face that comes out from like behind Fairuza, like her shield just comes up and says, "Did you call me?" Like, she's like, no, I didn't, but you can stay anyway.
The worst
the shield
smile.
is there.
The best.
So disturbing.
She's gonna, because I have a 40 for walking speed because she's large now.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
she's literally just gonna go like steal herself, and as she does this, as she flexes and her muscles ripple in her large size, she's casting Stone's Endurance. So her skin is tougher, she's stronger, and she heals a tiny bit for what was taken off her. And she's just gonna charge through the fire.
Are you going to stop before the gas space, or are you dashing all the way through it?
Because it's 40 feet, means like 10 feet into
You could do 10 more feet. You don't have to, but you have it if you want it.
And you know what? I'm gonna hold myself back.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's in there. So she's gonna get all the way through, but yeah.
So that's your move through. So go ahead, and if you want to take some attacks while you're going through there against these fire creatures, you can.
Let's do something I can't punch the fire, Deb.
You can certainly try.
I what?
You can certainly try.
Right?
You can try to punch fire.
Yeah, you know what?
If anyone could, it's gonna be
You have a
Fairuza.
magic axe, right?
Yeah, you got magic stuff.
Just for fun's sake.
You could have punched
she's
air.
She's gonna hoist her axe, and it's gonna turn into her giant gavel, and her gavel is just gonna have let me think about it. It's gonna be cold, and she's just gonna start like hammering it just for fun because she likes the fact that she gets to swing a gavel, even though she's not at a judge's desk. She still gets to swing it. This is a fun.
Go ahead and give me your attacks, please.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry, but we'll use that. This is the actual roll. So let's say plus, okay, so 27 to hit. 27, 28, 29, 20, that definitely hits. It's like 27.
Holy crud. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Roll that
damage. Damage is going to be, we'll see, but 10, 20, 40, 50, 17 damage. That's it.
As you're walking through this, riding through with your long legs, you're just towering above them. They're all puny little 5-foot bonfires, and just boom, boom,
order,
justice,
order,
justice, barbarian. As you step through and just gavel on these bonfires. None of them sort of go out entirely, but you can feel contact is being made. This fire is so corporeal in its own sense there. So you were hitting what you want to do another attack?
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, 17, 18, 20, but it's dirty.
20. Yeah, absolutely hits.
Yay. See, I call it the gavel of thunder. 11, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16.
Damage.
Sweet. Mm-hmm. Boom, boom. You're just like right on top of them. Again, one of them is like just a little tiny like kindling fire. You've really like smothered it down to almost nothing as you've moved your way through. Is there anything else? So you've moved, you've done your 2 attacks. You're now, standing next to Robin as she's like, what do we do?
Yeah, she's ready to go. She's just going to stand next to Robin and say, okay, let's do this.
All right, Robin, if you're ready to go, or we have Maeve and Silas.
Okay.
I'll just take my action as Adam said to dash through.
Okay. You hold your breath because you are able to do that. So, Robin, as soon as Fairuza shows up next to you and goes, she's just like everything is just electric and lit up, and she's enormous, and you look up at her and you just go, hi, and just hold your breath and just sort of just sort of walking on through, stepping over dead bodies, arriving up next to one,
like full on kicks it.
And you
I'm
get
just
there
crouched. I'm like standing next to Julian, who is hunched over, finishing what he's doing, like doing the rubbing his back a little. Back and be like, it's fine. I'll get some healing going as soon as everybody gets here, and then we'll keep going. It's fine.
He's feeling better. A lot of his color has come back, and Robin just kind of comes up and forgets to start breathing again. Why would she need to? All right, Maeve and Silas, let's get you guys up to the pack. What would you like to do?
So Pivum's siblings are holding off the fire, or we need to fight fire to get through?
The siblings are fighting the fire, so they're in the melee with them, but going through it, you will have to contend.
You know what? I will dodge as my bonus action.
Yeah.
And dash as my action.
Fantastic.
To get through and
so that gets you through the fire, through the siblings. Okay, so with the dodge, just remind me because it's been a while. Is it disadvantaged?
They have disadvantage on their attacks.
Disadvantage on their attacks. Okay, fantastic. All right, that'll come up on their turn. So you kind of running through. They'll do their op. They're gonna miss you. As you
and I'll
dodge
stop
through.
On the edge of the thing to try and
on the edge of the noxious area here.
Yeah.
But as you're going through, I just imagine, like hands out, high fives either side with the Pivim people, getting all the camaraderie there. Silas, you are the last up in that spot. What would you like to do?
I'm going to, just fly over and get closer. Basically, I want to regroup with who is left in front of the poison field or
so
whatever.
It's just Maeve
okay.
and Fairuza.
Fairuza's there too.
Okay. Maeve and Fairuza are there.
So as I'm doing that, because you said it's just like 30 feet, right?
Just 30 feet to get through.
So I'm gonna do that 30 feet, and then I'm going to say, as I'm flying over, I'm going to say, hey, Crash, do everything you can to just hold them off. We're headed to the volcano, and as I get down, I am like looking.
You got it, dude.
I briefly look at Fairuza, and then I look at Maeve, and I'm like, I'm choosing Maeve. Maeve, I've been meaning to compare our extra dimensional spaces, and he grabs Maeve, and he is going to slip into the astral plane, and he's basically like, hey, does this look anything like that? And he's like pointing out things and everything. And so again, time slows down for us.
Little tour guide.
But then I was like, we at least like mentally can catch our breath while we're in here, and then we're gonna emerge on the other side where Neb and Julie.
With the rest of the
group. No, mine's a bit more like almost like a transparency, as if they were overlapping.
Okay. So it's like it's almost like it's just a layer on top of where we actually are.
Sort of, and then there's nothing tangible here, and I don't have it's like you can sort of step between the two.
Oh, interesting.
But they're there at the same time.
Yeah, no, I think that this is maybe it's almost like it's there at the same time, so it's almost like it's like out of sync or with each other or something, where I think this one where we're at right now is more like it's a layer like on the outside of everything. Almost feels like it's like
interesting.
And then we emerge out onto the other side.
All right, you guys.
And here we are.
Step back out. Julian and Neb and Robin sort of, well, there you are. What took you so long? Fairuza.
Silas Airways. But it didn't take very long at all.
Silas, when he emerges, in the telepathic bond, he just says, Fairuza, you're just a hardy girl, and I think you're going to be okay. Sorry about that.
I'm a hardy girl, like a bowl of soup.
She's hardy.
Bring me my chunky soup.
Stew. You're like stew, like really good chunky stew. Just some
potatoes in it. You know what I mean? Hardy.
Across the 30 feet of death, you are having a conversation about stews in your head. As Fairuza, you see all of your friends, your companions. Up ahead, behind you are, these amazing Pivim's families, and they're all fighting, keeping back the bonfires and everyone else that's trying to come after you, and you just see this 30 feet of expanse. What would you like to do?
30 feet of smelly expanse, basically.
Well, it's not smelly, but you have learned that something terrible will happen if you breathe.
If I walk through.
If you breathe.
All right. And she's gonna look at her shield and say, "Let's go." And the shield's gonna go, "Okay." And then she's just gonna step through it.
And you're gonna hold your breath?
I don't know if I can hold my breath. I will
you just have to try. Great. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I wanted to mention, just because I have to mention this every few games, I do have a war gong. Just mentioning it. Okay, I'll do a Constitution saving throw.
Considering we're on a battlefield,
why do I have a
bring
war
this out, man?
If there was ever a time.
Exactly.
Fine. All right.
Incredible.
Let's see. I do have.
Should have hit that at the start.
I tell you what, next time I'm going to insult someone, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Come on. All right, natural 20. I'm just
Natural
gonna
20!
go
Oh my
Pass
god,
that.
look at you, top and bottom. You
I'm not sure I can hold my breath.
Exactly.
when you hear gong, gong, gong.
She takes out her gong, and as she holds
no
her breath,
reason.
stepping across this patch of death, boom.
This was
The-
walking.
Shame.
it resonates on the same level as whatever toxicity, and it just
Yes.
neutralizes.
That's it.
It just absolutely like odor lines off of Pigpen, you know, and it just sort of steps away from Fairuza.
Well,
Her
now I've
energy-
seen it all. Fairuza has intimidated the air.
I love it. I love this. I'm gonna go back and do it again. I'm just kidding.
So Fairuza, you step out of this area, and again, kind of like Robin, you're like, oh whoops, I forgot to start breathing again because I'm just so good at holding my breath right now. So the 5 of you standing and Silas floating just above on this line.
7.
You are-
There are 2 Maeves.
There are 2 names, I'm sorry, yes.
No,
Or 3 Maeves, I mean.
All spread along there, and Silas floating just a bit above you all. You've made it through this point. Ahead of you now, there's a puddle, a 30 feet wide. They're just sort of a still sort of puddle. Every once in a while, there's a little ripple in it. Beyond that, you can see Zola in all of her glory. She stands tall. She is just covered, dripping in mud. A tree grows out of her shoulders. She is a mountain of a creature. You know, even like there's still like a deer running down her arm that just got trapped when she stood up, and an alligator on her hip that's trying to make its way down. She's just this enormous creature. She sees you across from there. And again, this like big smile kind of rises up on her mouth as she sees that you've made it. And again, you know, those of you who have tongues and comprehend languages and things can hear her. She speaks in her native Larillian tongue. And she says, I knew you'd make it. Careful about the water. Let me see if I can help you across. So it is now monsters' turns. None of them are in your, you know, particular reach at this point, other than this puddle. As Zola begins to reach her long arm out, it's only about 20 feet long only. So she can't quite reach all the way to you without going into the water, but she can make it a 10-foot jump to get to it. But you can see the ripples in this water beginning to sort of crest, as if they're trying to make little waves. And suddenly, towards the 7 of you, some hail seems to spit out of the water in your direction. Oh no, I'm sorry, I don't roll that. Everyone makes dexterity saving throws, please.
I have advantage on this.
Good.
Don't need
Yes, all of us who got buffed by the thing do, right?
it.
Have advantage on this?
Yes.
On saves?
Oh,
Yes.
Great. Awesome.
You will, because these are elemental creatures, so you have advantage on it.
That is way better, but still not amazing.
Okay. Who's over 15?
Right here.
So, Robin-
If you succeeded, you will take no damage because I'm telekinetically shielding as long as you're near me.
Okay, great.
And then if you failed, you'll only take half damage.
Awesome.
Julian's fine. Robin and Neb, you have failed. You will take 10 bludgeoning damage, but you'll take half, so 5, as these rain of hail start to, you know, spit at all of you. The rest of you can kind of jump out of the way, or your armor, or whatever protects you. Neb and Robin, you just take a little bit more of that, but you do feel that buff. You feel that, like, that little extra that Julian gave you to kind of help you against things that are cold or that are kind of coming from this elemental sort of creature.
And Silas is just gonna, actually verbally and not telepathically this time say, "Oh hell no!" And then as he comes,
Oh,
like super country when he says,
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna. It's our turn. Is that correct?
It's your turn. Absolutely. Top
So
your round.
Silas
At this
is
moment,
gonna-
Zola has her arm outstretched. It's about 10 feet from where the party is to Zola's arm.
Silas is gonna fly and hover about in that 5-foot range.
Yep.
And he's basically like linking his hands, and it's like, come on, I can help if anybody needs it.
All right. We'll do advantaged athletics checks to do that jump, other than Fairuza, who I think can probably just make it, and maybe Maeve.
Yeah, Maeve
think
can
Maeve will be
do her long jump.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any of you who have things that will get you there, go ahead. Any one of you who are just going to attempt the jump will be an advantaged athletics.
Okay.
Athletics.
Okay, go ahead. Athletics it, Fairuza, with advantage.
Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Oh. No, I'll roll again just in case. Just in case, yeah, because I got 18 both
The
times.
same thing both times, right?
Amazing. So Fairuza first up just puts a foot, you barely need it, from Silas. He just gives you a little, whoops-a-daisy, and you just jump up onto
And Silas
Zola's
kind
arm.
of telepathically says, "Have you gained weight?" Like, as
We thought Silas was growing, and he is not.
Fairuza apparently is.
Oh.
So Fairuza, I will allow you can be up there and able to help anyone, if they need help landing or doing any of that. Robin, were you going to go next? It sounded like you also did an athletics.
Yeah, 15.
A 15? Yeah. Silas gives you, you sort of jump. Silas gives you this little extra boost. Flying Ninja Turtle land on top of the arm as Fairuza gives you a hand to steady you. Maeve, Neb.
What are we standing on right now? What's the ground below us?
The ground here is charred earth. It is, anything you'd see out like on Mars or the desert or outside a volcano, this kind of just very kind of blackened, sandy ground.
Neb is going to look at Julian and think about her own athletic abilities and go, let me see if I can do something to help a little bit. And she's going to tell the ground in a 5-foot cube to come up and over and to make a little 5-foot stairway that they can walk onto, that hopefully then they can just walk to Silas.
So you create a little, it just whoop, the ground sort of just elevators you up so that you are now there. Silas, just a 5-foot gap with a little leap, and Silas's aid. It is no problem. You and Julian just sort of leap over onto Zola's arm. You can again see the water starting to swirl below, getting agitated that you are avoiding it. And you are standing on Zola's arm. Maeve?
I make a leap. I can go up to 15 feet on this.
Fantastic. Just like a gazelle flies over, lands on the arm.
And
Zola,
Silas,
yes.
I want to very specifically call this out because
Yes.
It's, again, speaking of some growth, Silas is there, as he's there, and as he sees Maeve, take half a step back before she does this or whatever, he literally just turns and flies into the hand. So, he's just not even there to help.
As you all find your purchase and hold on, you hear Zola say in her native tongue, "Hold on." As she rises you up in the air through the smoke, you lose visibility for a while as she moves you around, spinning her body. It is disorienting. You do actually have to grip your toes or your hands to hold on as she just sails you through the air, placing her arm down on the ground where you step off of it. And ahead of you, there is a drawbridge that goes across what looks to be acid green water in this moat surrounding it. There's a portcullis that covers the entrance into this volcano, and standing just beyond it is a circle of people you know. There is a storm giant who you recognize as Miss Priscilla. There is a spirit seemingly made of stars that you recognize as Dr. Craig. There is another spirit who seems to be sort of almost made of butterflies and then is solid and then appears to be made of maybe moths and then is solid, and it looks like Harold. There is a spirit that is entirely invisible to everyone except for you, Silas, and it looks just like Pops. And last, but certainly not least, there is a human man who you recognize as Will. They stand in a circle holding hands beyond the portcullis. Their eyes are closed and they are chanting with every ounce of their will. And with that, we will say goodnight on this episode of Children of Éarte. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. We'll see you next time. Good night. Oh, and remember, you are what you believe yourself to be.